we're going to deal with culture. I don't know what he means by a brief lecture. I don't know how much time do I have, because I'm long with it. Oh, okay. I just want to test the basis because, you know, when we do this kind of work, we don't know if we'll ever see each other again. You know what I mean? We don't know who's going to get taken down and who's going to be up. But we pass the word as hardcore as we can because this ain't no joke. They are playing with the wrong people at the wrong space and time. They playing with us as if we cannot make the analysis that they're trying to kill us all. They're playing with us as if we do not understand that we're in the midst of a black Holocaust. They're playing with us as if they really think they can take our children out and we don't say nothing about it. So there's a whole lot of things going on that proves beyond a shadow of doubt that the white man has totally lost his mind. He has totally ran amok, and I'm going to tell you why. If you're familiar with Dr. Francis Cress Welsing's paper, or book, The ISIS Papers, they always have been scared of genetic annihilation. Genetic annihilation meaning that they're the minority in the world. They're only 1/10 of the world's people. And they're 1/10 of people without color who suffer from advanced albinism and cultural backwardness. They even have what I call gender confusion. Yeah, they do. And they are the cannibals. Haven't they proven they're the cannibals? There's no incidence of black people eating anyone, no time that they can prove. We've always grown up saying that we put people in the pots and yum yum eat them up. It ain't true. It ain't never been true. And now you have Jeffrey Dahmer in the middle of a black community eating black people. That's unacceptable. Nobody said nothing. If I went through the back alley, they'd call the cops on me like this. But some white boy can eat our people in the middle of the community and nobody bust him in his ass. Something's wrong with that. That means we have a menticide problem. That means white people have the right to do anything and be anywhere without being questioned. But if we move 5 or 10 of us move around, it's a gang. In Philadelphia, they had this guy named Gary Heidnik. Well, he feasted on African women. He tied them upside down. He fed them their own body parts to each other. He jumped down in a hole where a woman was kept for months in her own excretion, own body fluids and waste, and go down and have sex with her. See, they're revolving back to their barbarism. Then they try to make it seem all so cool. Oh, by the way, there was a Russian. And he'll be in my we have a newspaper coming out called The Eye of the Storm. Because the Black Holocaust is selling so well, I finally get to have my dream as a national newspaper that's free of charge. See, because you can't always sell information. And you look at books, it takes too long to get the information package. By then the crisis is over and they done whipped our butt and they gone. So we got a newspaper that'll start quarterly and then move to monthly. But it's this Russian, his name is Andrei or some sort of off-time European Russian kind of stuff. He ate 56 people. And he looked just like Silence of the Lambs. I'm going to run the picture of him, bald-headed and all. So obviously, they're the barbarians. They're the barbarians. Okay? First thing we have to settle is who we are. We are the people darker than blue. We are the African people. We are the founders of the sciences, the mathematics. We plotted the celestial bodies to tell when the Nile was going to overflow. We are bad. Dr. Chancellor Williams, our illustrious elder who passed while I was in Washington, wrote the famous book, The Destruction of Black Civilization. And he asked the question, how did we get from the pyramids to the projects?
Amen.
Now, our gig is how do we get from the projects back to the pyramids? And I say it's menticide. So the lecture will deal with both books at the same time. Culture bandits, meaning they steal our culture, and the Black Holocaust. Because everything is related and we always deal with things holistically. When we say that they are barbaric, it's not just Dell saying that. When we went to school, they taught us their history. Did they not teach that England and France had 100 years war? That's a heck of a rumble. That's a whole century. That tells us that war is your norm and peace is abnormal for you. In the African dialectic or the African laws of opposite, peace is our norm, war is an exception. It's hard to get us to war. And that's what I'm trying to do now. to establish that we are in the middle and the ending phase of the African Holocaust. And crack and AIDS have been developed to take us out. And they're coming here for your babies in Atlanta. That's why we're glad to get Michael Jackson, who is an agent of white supremacy.
Oh, yeah. Come on.
He's not just a crazy little fag boy. See? He's an agent of white supremacy, and he is also given $1 billion to take us out.
That's right. That's right.
He hates us, first of all. Let's establish why our brother would do that. He would rather be under the armpit of Elizabeth Taylor than anywhere near his sister.
My Lord.
See? The boy crazy as a loon. I don't care why he was crazy. I don't care whether his father beat him or not. That's not my problem. He's working with white supremacy to take us out. How many of us had bad childhoods? Is that an excuse to say, well, I'm really like being an Afro-American, whatever that may be. I'm Afro-American. Afro's a hairstyle. And I ain't no kind of American.
Come on.
You know, we're African people, simply put. That way you connect all over the globe. But good old Michael Jackson, he said on Oprah Winfrey. Now, first of all, the reason why he was on Oprah Winfrey, the reason why he talked so much the other night when he gave us some kind of award for being a silly little soft punk, what all that PR is for one reason only. Michael Jackson was put to sell African culture as American pop culture all over the globe to let people get softened for white imperialism American style. And in every country they love Michael Jackson. Well, if he's supposed to be the baddest of the bad and the coolest of the cool of African people, and we don't like him, the word don't leak out, we don't like the Mojo. I mean, we can't stand the Paul. You don't diss us and say we still love you, we ain't that stupid. So what did they do? They said, well, Michael, we need you to go all over the globe and help set up the New World Order. Sony said, we'll give you $1 billion. You know how much $1 billion is? You know how much that would affect the people's reality in Grenada, Jamaica? How much would that help the black community here, $1 billion? This one little dude gets him $1 billion. Now, he said something during that Oprah Winfrey interview, and the reason why he had to go on Oprah is because we didn't like him no more. So he had to come front and center and explain himself. What you mean you don't like being black? He said, I like being black. I said, do you go out? I like women. What kind of women? Brooke Shields? Brooke Shields, that beast? you diss them? See, he's so ignorant, he don't know that was a diss. He should have made up a name. He should have said Bueller. Anything. Make him don't tell us no Brooke Shields. Brooke Shields? Come on, man. All right, Brooke Shields. He said, I go out with Brooke Shields. Solid. All right, you go out with Brooke Shields. Then he said something that should have ran shivers up your spine. He said, Jimmy Carter, who was the Trilateral Commission's first president, who was not a peanut farmer, but a nuclear physicist. Right. He didn't play us, you know. Yeah. He walking around down the me and Bill to go pick some peanuts. Oh, man, that was a nuclear dangerous physicist. Crazy as a loon. White supremacist to the max. Trilateral Commission, controlled by David Rockefeller, who I think controls Spelman and Morehouse. Is that true? Well, all right. Damn, boy, this is a good one. Come on. Come on, we'll go home. But Michael said something that should have ran up our spine. He said, me and Jimmy Carter is going to inoculate all the children of Atlanta. That's right. Come on. That's right. No, he shouldn't know. No. First of all, they're going to win an inoculation. The World Health Organization said it was going to eradicate smallpox by inoculating the whole world with the smallpox. Right. They went all over Africa giving our people the HIV. That's how it got there. What started was supposed to be a fag disease. All of a sudden, 90% of us got it. What started saying we ate green monkeys, that all of a sudden, we got it. Now, they said it was needles that did it, as if everybody in Africa and the Caribbean are junkies. Right. The World Health Organization got tracked, so they said, oh, excuse me, we made a mistake. Now they're talking about inoculating our babies with substances dead in their bloodstream to kill them. Right on. It's part of the final phase. Why is it the final phase? The next to the last phase of white supremacy is a global attack on African people. First, takes back to good old Jimmy Carter. In '69, Carter commissioned a paper to be done called the Global 2000. Yep. And they came up with the point that 2.7 billion people of color, that's a whole lot of folks. It's almost a third of the world population. 2.7 billion people of color had to be erased from the face of the earth because of scarcity of land. I drive around, see nothing but land. All over, I don't see nothing but land. They're talking about land for us. So 2.7 billion people of color is supposed to be taken out. Now, what do they come up to deal with that? Crack, first, not only kills, not only addicts, but it tears at the fiber of the African family. For example, who's going to deal, how can you keep a family together when somebody get on crack so much they throw the baby up against the wall and smash him and kill him dead? Well, how can you keep a family together if the junkie will cut grandma's throat for a hit? How can you keep a family? How can you keep a race going if you have black women who are carriers of generations walking around blown apart, gone, blown apart, gone? So with all that going on, you seen crack was very important. Now, you throw in Terry, what's her name, Terry McMillan. You throw in Alice Walker with that man bashing. You throw in Living Color, making fun of black women, and you throw in Shanae Martin. He's worse than everybody. He played his mom with a mustache. What are you talking about? His mom. You get a 300-pound football player, blood running all down his face. The camera zooms in. He takes his helmet off. He's crying. He's hurt, and the camera hits his face. What do he say? Hi, Mom. Therefore, that means the African man is never going to collect this mama like them so-called Jews did. Put them in. The Jews was responsible for ripping each other off. Go ahead, Ma, get in it. They just going to give you a shower. You know what I mean? Because they were punks. They didn't want to fight nobody. But they dealing with the African now. This is a whole different setup. They say they're coming for our women and children, and the African man begin to rise. So what does the media do? Bash men down. Bash them. Yeah, we got contradictions between black men and black women. Solve them. Sit down and talk about it African style. Say, come on, baby, we need new rules for governing our household. And you got to be happy, and I got to be happy, because the product of our union, our children, have to be taken care of, protected, and dealt with. That's all we ever had to do. But in the middle of all this is the soap operas, which give the women a soap opera mentality, and men sitting there on sports like Al Bundy, getting that macho men. Sports, every commercial, you ain't got nothing but beer and white women. Come on, see? So they deal, and that's why the media deals, they messes it in your culture. Michael Jackson, if you think I mess with him unfairly, he is part of the New World Order. He is dangerous. And if I had my way, I'd slap him up against the wall and shoot him. Come on. I had my way. And I will have my way, or they'll have theirs. Either they'll win, or we'll win. If we lose, slap me up against the wall. So what? I ain't the first warrior to lose for a minute. Because revolution is a process. It's not an event. People think a revolution. If a revolution happens, we bees free. Now, revolution is a process. Ask the people in Angola. Ask the people in Mozambique. They've been free, but the CIA has had Renamo fighting for them in Mozambique, and had UNITA fighting for them in Angola, and freedom has yet to come to the people because they have to continue using the resources to rumble these white boys flunky. So I ain't got no time for no flunky. Michael Jackson, to illustrate a point, let's take Mikey one more time. His videos are so dangerous that he should be shot for them alone. Let's take, no matter if you're black or white. Well, if it didn't matter, why'd he go to all that trouble? You know, let Dr. Frankenstein cut up his nose and smash his cheekbones and all that. Crazy little boy. However, in black or white, you remember the video? Everything's happy, multiculturalism. No matter if you're black or white. You know, and they just jamming, right? And people turn it into other people. Ooh, that's demonic. You know, Caucasians turn into black people and all this is going on. Lights, camera, action, and people are dancing and happy. But over in the corner is what? A Black Panther. And we know who that Black Panther be. That be the people in this room who are concerned enough about their people to say we need to separate and get ourselves together, and then we'll talk about the equality of man. Okay? We have to keep our culture. That's the Black Panther. The Black Panther, as the multiculturalism party continues, goes down the steps, which means, denotes that you're going down, that multiculturalism, meaning integration, is on a higher level. So you go down as if you're descending into hell. Michael then comes down as a panther and uprights himself, and you can see a cage. It's either a cage or a prison door. He uprights himself. Look at the video. I know y'all got it. When he straightens up, he becomes savage for no reason at all. He starts tearing up crap. He starts beating up cars. He starts burning down the hotel, and nobody knows what he's saying because nobody makes the analysis. It's simply saying that Africans left to their own devices are savage and out of control. That's if you stay with the multiculturalism, the family of man, everything is cool and you can chill. But if you go down there with black people and separate, as Marcus Garvey would say, as Bob Marley would say, as Malcolm would say, then you're going to live in this decay. That is an aggression against African people's mental attitude about themselves and their ability to govern and control. Michael Jackson. If you take another video by Michael Jackson, I take some time with him because he's important. He's coming your way. If you've seen the video, Remember the Time, with him and Eddie Murphy supposed to be in Egypt, right? And Eddie Murphy's supposed to be Ramesses II. He was from Beverly Hills Cop to Ramesses II. Quite a leap. And he's all set up and he's looking all royal, Ramesses II. Baddest dude in Egypt at that space and time. But of course we know underneath his head he got his hair done. But we won't make fun of Eddie, will we? Won't we? But Eddie's in it. Magic Johnson's over there. Magic Johnson, of course, was supposed to lead you to AZT. And AZT kills you. AIDS don't even have a chance to kill you once you take that AZT. We've already developed Cameron in Kenya, and they're suppressing it.
Right.
Now, we have some tapes here for sale for that I did a lecture with Dr. Barbara Justice, who uses Cameron to heal people who have AIDS, to arrest the symptoms. It came out of Kenya simply because we always respond positively to whatever they whip on us. So they whipped the AIDS on the Kenyan, and the Kenyan doctors came up with Cameron, Immunex. Okay, all that information's available. So they have Magic Johnson. They gave somebody said magic, and he said, Cameron, brother. He threw that stuff in the tray. Don't give me that. The American Medical Association said it's no good. Die, nigga, like the last boy said. Die, you know what I mean? I be trying anything. Cool as that deaf is, think about it. They came out something that breaks you so down that you die in front of your family's eyes. You wither away. We have the greatest immune system known to mankind, and they broke it down. And am I saying is that racist? For example, let's take Michael Jordan, for example. He flies through the air with the greatest of ease. Do a 360 in the air and dunk a basketball over his shoulder without looking. That's a mathematical computation with your body. We are math. Music is math. Little girls doing double dutch. We the only one can do that. We the people darker than blue. See? Because that's a mathematical computation with the child's body. But when she gets to school, they say, you don't want to take hard math. You don't want to take no sciences. You want to be a social worker to lead your people to me. The United Way. And they mess us up, scuff us up. You know what I'm saying? So it's very important that we understand that we are math. Take it another level, the pyramids on shifting sand. They're still there. London Bridge don't fell there. The Leaning Tower Pizza is up there like this. Wrong. Because they didn't know pi. And then they have you saying praises to their stuff that's wrong. Oh, and if you live, everybody go to Italy. Did you see the Leaning Tower Pizza? Like they condemned it the other day. Yeah. We could just pull it over. Wrong. Our forefathers, who was doing this stuff before they crawled out of some condo cave, before they even could prove they exist. I'm talking about physical evidence. I'm not talking about nothing I cannot prove. Nothing that we don't have physical evidence. Our ancestors knew the hunky was going to come by, and they knew he was going to try to take credit for our stuff. So he stamped our faces on the pyramids.
That's right.
On the Sphinx. Napoleon seen it and blew it. He said, fire, fire, and they kept hitting the face of the Sphinx. And it's still there. I think the Trade Center almost fell down here. I think some people ain't going for the New World Order. And that's white on white crime. I love white on white crime. They never say, yo, it's black on black crime. There's no such thing as white on white crime. Why, when they have a crime, the whole world rumbles. World War I, World War II, 100 years. But I love this shit. I turn on CNN when I'm depressed and when I'm feeling lonely.